Margaret was 74 when she started noticing little changes. Nothing dramatic, nothing that sent her to the hospital. She would walk into a room and forget why she went there. A familiar name would suddenly disappear from her memory. Sometimes she would stop in the middle of a sentence, searching for a simple word she had used thousands of times before. At first, she blamed age. Most people do. But what if some of the foods sitting in your kitchen right now are either helping your brain stay sharp or quietly making things worse? Because after 60, your brain becomes much more sensitive to inflammation, blood sugar swings, and nutritional deficiencies than it was when you were 40. And one of the biggest surprises I share with my patients is this: not all fruits help the brain equally. Some fruits can support memory, circulation, and brain function. Others can create blood sugar spikes that may contribute to the very problems many older adults are trying to avoid. I am Dr. Arthur Vance, and today I want to show you 4 fruits that many adults over 60 should limit, and 4 fruits that deserve a regular place in your daily routine if you want to protect your memory, support your brain, and maintain your independence for years to come. Before we begin, if your goal is to stay mentally sharp, physically strong, and independent as you age, subscribe to the channel and tell me your age and where you are watching from in the comments below. Now let's start with an important truth. The brain is not designed to simply wear out. That idea has caused a lot of unnecessary fear. Yes, aging changes the brain, but much of what people call normal aging is actually the result of years of inflammation, poor circulation, unstable blood sugar, lack of sleep, and nutritional deficiencies. Think of your brain like a beautiful garden. If you provide water, sunlight, and nutrients, it continues to thrive. If you neglect it, weeds begin to take over. Food plays a major role in determining which direction your brain moves. Let's begin with the fruits many people should be careful about. The first is canned fruit packed in syrup. Now, this surprises many people because fruit sounds healthy. But when fruit sits in sugary syrup, it becomes something completely different. That syrup often contains large amounts of added sugar. When consumed regularly, it can cause blood sugar spikes that place stress on blood vessels throughout the body, including the tiny vessels that feed the brain. Over time, repeated spikes can contribute to inflammation and what many researchers call sugar damage. As a son, I would never want my parents thinking they were making a healthy choice when they were actually consuming a dessert disguised as fruit. If you enjoy canned fruit, choose versions packed in water or natural juice instead. The second fruit many people should limit is dried fruit eaten in large amounts. Raisins, dried mangoes, dried pineapple, and similar products seem harmless because they start as fruit. But removing the water concentrates the sugar. A handful of dried fruit can contain far more sugar than many people realize. The problem is not that dried fruit is evil. The problem is portion size. Many people eat several servings without realizing it. And after 60, blood sugar control becomes more important than ever. The third fruit to be careful with is fruit juice. This one shocks people every time. Many adults would never drink a sugary soda, but they happily drink large glasses of fruit juice every morning. The issue is that juice removes much of the fiber that normally slows sugar absorption. Without that fiber, sugar enters the bloodstream rapidly. The result can be the same roller coaster effect many people experience after eating sweets. Energy rises, then energy crashes, and over time, those repeated swings can affect both brain and vascular health. The fourth fruit category to limit is oversized servings of very sweet tropical fruits. This does not mean bananas, mangoes, or pineapples are forbidden. They contain valuable nutrients. The issue is quantity. Many people consume portions far larger than they realize. After 60, moderation matters. Now let's talk about the fruits that can truly support brain health, and the first one is perhaps the most powerful: blueberries. If there were a brain protection award for fruit, blueberries would be strong contenders. These tiny berries contain compounds called anthocyanins. Think of them as protective shields for your brain cells. Research continues to show that people who regularly consume berries often perform better on memory and cognitive tests. Blueberries help combat oxidative stress, which is essentially rust forming inside the body. And after 60, reducing that rust becomes incredibly important. A small handful each day can be a wonderful addition to your routine. Now, this next fruit is often overlooked: strawberries. Many people think of strawberries simply as a sweet treat, but they contain antioxidants that help support circulation and reduce inflammation. Remember, your brain depends on healthy blood flow. Every memory, every thought, every conversation, every laugh with your grandchildren, all of it depends on blood reaching the brain efficiently. Supporting circulation helps support everything else. The third fruit I strongly encourage is blackberries. Blackberries provide fiber, antioxidants, and nutrients that help stabilize blood sugar while also supporting brain health. That combination is important, because protecting the brain is not only about feeding it, it is also about avoiding the damage caused by unstable blood sugar. Many people focus only on what they should add. Very few focus on what they should avoid. Both matter. Now, before I reveal the fourth fruit, let me ask you something. How many servings of fruit do you typically eat each day? 1, 2, more? Let me know in the comments. I always find it fascinating how different eating habits can be from one household to another. Now, the fourth fruit that deserves a place in your diet is the humble avocado. Many people forget that avocado is technically a fruit. And unlike most fruits, it is rich in healthy fats rather than sugar. Your brain is largely made of fat, not the unhealthy kind. The healthy structural fats that help brain cells communicate with one another. Avocados provide nutrients that support those processes while also helping keep blood sugar more stable. That makes them unique. Now let's step back for a moment, because there is a bigger lesson here. Many adults spend years looking for a miracle food, a miracle supplement, a miracle solution, but brain health rarely works that way. It is usually the result of many small choices repeated over time. A handful of berries, a serving of leafy greens, better sleep, more movement, better hydration, less processed food. These habits build on one another, and the results often become noticeable years later. This is where many people get discouraged. They eat blueberries for 3 days and expect their memory to suddenly improve. That is not how the body works. Your brain responds to consistency, just like your muscles respond to exercise, just like your heart responds to movement. Small actions repeated daily create the biggest changes. Now let's talk briefly about another important factor: hydration. Many symptoms that people blame on aging are sometimes linked to dehydration, brain fog, poor concentration, fatigue, difficulty focusing. Your brain is heavily dependent on water, and many older adults simply do not drink enough throughout the day. That does not mean forcing gallons of water. It means paying attention, because a well-hydrated brain performs better than a dehydrated one. Now, another habit that deserves attention is sleep. You can eat the healthiest foods in the world, but if you consistently get poor sleep, your brain struggles to perform maintenance and repair. Sleep is when many important cleanup processes occur. Think of it like a housekeeping crew working overnight. Without enough sleep, the mess begins to accumulate. That is why brain health always comes back to the same foundations: nutrition, sleep, movement, hydration, social connection, and stress management. No single fruit can replace those fundamentals, but the right foods can absolutely support them, and the wrong foods can absolutely work against them. That is why awareness matters. Now, I want you to remember something important. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. You do not need to throw away everything in your kitchen tonight. You do not need to completely change your diet tomorrow morning. Instead, choose one improvement. Maybe you replace fruit juice with fresh berries. Maybe you add blueberries to your breakfast. Maybe you choose whole fruit instead of canned fruit in syrup. Small changes become lasting habits, and lasting habits protect your future. Because what we are really talking about is not fruit. We are talking about independence. We are talking about staying mentally sharp enough to enjoy conversations with family. We are talking about remembering names, appointments, and special moments. We are talking about having the energy and clarity to enjoy time with your grandchildren. That is what truly matters. So, here is my challenge for you. Choose one brain-friendly fruit from today's discussion and make it part of your routine this week. Just one. Keep it simple. Stay consistent, and allow your body the opportunity to benefit from those choices over time. Because the best health habits are not the complicated ones. They are the ones you can continue doing for years. I am Dr. Arthur Vance, and your health is the only metric that matters. I will see you in the next consultation.